Hello and welcome to the Learning Lolly baggage handling video series. Well, we've talked about lots of the things that are necessary to become successful. We've talked about time management, we've talked about managing your attitude, we've talked about how to understand stepping outside your comfort zone and putting in that additional effort to push through that barrier. We've talked about setting goals and understanding our reason why. All of these tools are the tools you use to become successful. But the cement you use to put them all together is something called belief. Now, believing in your ability to become successful is absolutely essential. And there are some techniques that you can use to build and strengthen your belief system. And what I want to cover in this video is how you do that. Now, the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and a well-imagined circumstance. And I'm sure that if you're watching Olympic Games and things like that, you will understand that those athletes go through visualization before they actually go through the real thing. They will imagine jumping over the 2-meter bar before they even do the run-up. And there was a survey done some years ago with some top-rate basketball players in America. And this team weren't really hitting the standards that they should do. They'd slipped in the championship, they weren't doing too well. And they brought in a guy called Tony Robbins to help them out. And they split the group into 3 different groups to start with. The first group, their job was to practice shooting hoops, from the standing line when they get a penalty or whatever it is, and they've got to get the ball in. And the first group did that. The second group did nothing, and the third group were told not to throw the baseballs, but actually stand on the line and go through the motion and imagine every shot they did was going into the hoop. When they finished, they then did a shoot-off between these 3 groups to find out who had the most success. Obviously, the ones who did nothing were the worst. But interestingly enough, the ones who'd physically practiced came second, and the ones who'd done the mental perfect practice came first. So mental preparation is an extremely important part of convincing yourself you're going to be successful. So how do you do that? In your frame of reference, you're training to become successful, you're going to get into the industry, everything's going to go well. What we're going to ask you to do is put your mind forward. You've done your goals, you know where you're going to be long term. Imagine yourself in that situation and imagine yourself there, and that you're doing what it's real. This is what you're doing right now. You get in your car, whatever that dream car is, and you drive to your job, and you come home to the house that you want to live in. Everything in your life is perfect. You've got enough time for your hobbies and interests, all that sort of thing. It's done deal, okay? And I want you to start imagining that and put that into your mind as if it is already in existence. Okay, now the logic for this is very simple. If you actually had that and someone tried to take it away from you, how hard would you fight to keep it? Now, I would suggest really hard. Now, the question is, surely you should fight that hard to get it. Now, if you don't believe that you're going to get it, then you're going to have that half-hearted attempt. But if you know you will be successful, then you will fight that hard and you will get it and you will achieve all the goals that you're looking for. Now, this is a really important part of what we're talking about. And you may be thinking this is mumbo jumbo, but look, if it makes you wealthy, it's worth a go. But just to give you a simple situation that you can prove to yourself that this works on a very simple level, I just want to give that to you so you can then prove that this principle is right for you and right for everybody. This is a very, very simple thing that I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to stand up and put your legs apart about the width of your shoulder blades, so just a little bit spread apart, and then I want you to lift your arm up in front of you like this, and then slowly turn round, not moving your feet, and swing round on your hips as far as you can go, pointing behind you, and then have a look and take note of what your finger's pointing at. Okay? Fairly simple. Right, come back to the front, relax. Now, this time, I want you to imagine it. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and then imagine that you're lifting your arm up, so it's in front of you, and now you're going to push it round behind you. So imagine it's going round behind you. You're not actually doing anything, you're still sitting forward, but just imagine in your mind's eye that you're turning it round, and you're going to get it probably about another foot further than you did last time. Okay? Okay, back to the front mentally. And now imagine this time that you're going to take it right round, and it's going to go round basically 3/4 of the way round. So you're now pointing to the side of you. Okay? Right, now the final one. Imagining you're like an owl, and you're going to start pointing, and it's going to go right behind you and all the way around and end up pointing forwards from where you started. Okay? Arms down by your sides. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is this time put your hand up, point it in front of you, and then turn around as far as you possibly can, and then look at what you're pointing at, and you'll see that you went further than last time. Works every time. So as you can see, visualization enables you to tap an inner strength, which allows you to perform at a much higher rate. That's why athletes use it, racing drivers, golfers, and business people. And we encourage you to take advantage of this skill and apply it to your life. If you can visualize strongly enough, then you will work as hard to get it as you would have done to keep it. It's been great talking to you. I wish you every success for the future, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.